de jongeman die afgelopen jaar de finalist was op het jeugd-WK van de PDC. Op dit moment op de nummer 52 van de wereldranglijst. Geef hem een hartelijk zoals welkom, de maximum, Josh Payne!
Here comes the sniper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still love you like that. No, no, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone press will hear the fat lady sing. Act like you know, Rico. I know what both them know. Touch them up and go. Oh, ching. Here comes the I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
En dan Josh zijn tegenstander, een man die alleen maar omhoog gaat op de wereldranglijst. Vorig jaar kroonde hij zichzelf tot Champions League of Darts winnaar. Hij is de nummer 6 van de wereldranglijst. Als 60 geplaatst op de Dutch Darts Masters. Uit Oostenrijk, de gentle Mensur Suljovic!
An astonishing start to the evening session here at the Dutch Darts Masters from the IJsselhallen in Zwolle in the Netherlands. Can the rest of the evening follow suit? Well, if it can, you're in for something special. And we've got two men here quite capable of producing something special. It is Mensur Suljovic, the Champions League of Darts winner, a former champion on the Euro Tour, against Josh Payne, World Youth Championship runner-up, and a man who has claimed a senior PDC title, albeit a couple of years ago. But if you're looking for omens, he beat Mensur Suljovic. The one time he's beaten Mensur Suljovic was that day when he went on to lift his first senior title in the PDC at the home of World Darts, the Barnsley Metrodome, here in his brand new venue on the Euro Tour with 4,000 screaming Dutch fans. It is Chris Murphy in the commentary box from me, Dan Dawson, for his second game of the night. It is the gentle versus the maximum, Payne and Suljovic.
Yeah, and it really was an incredible start, as you mentioned, Dan, to this evening session. Simon Whitlock indulging in a bit of double-decking of Jan Dekker, having seen him off last weekend too. But Mensur Suljovic, what he threatened, didn't he, in Austria, to go on and claim a second crown, but he ran into a rampant ferret and was stopped in his tracks in his home European Tour event.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Mensur to throw first. Game on!
And Josh Payne is a man, well, he did win that PDC title, but since then it's been hit and miss. He seems to be returning, much like Max Hopp, really, to a bit of form at the start of this year.
Yeah, he made a semi-final in Barnsley, didn't he, when he was looking dangerous. It was Mickey Mansell who went on to lift the title that day, but it could have been anybody in the latter stages. It was wide open. Adrian Lewis was the big name, but he was beaten in the final by the Clono Cyclone.
And the winner of this will take on the winner of that match that we've just seen.
'96.
And still plenty of the big names to come in this evening's session. Michael van Gerwen, the Dutch Darts Master, looking for a fifth consecutive title in this particular tournament. Peter Wright, one of the men that will be out to stop him, has got a tough test on his hands against James Wilson in a couple of games' time, but a significant clash coming up next between Michael Smith and Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, we very nearly got a repeat of that Austrian Darts Open semi-final, didn't we, with Johnny Clayton facing Josh Payne in the first round and missing a match dart.
Yeah, for what would have been a ridiculous end to that tie.
Yes. He was 180 to leave 141 and then missed double 12 for it.
Suljovic in the gravy here.
138.
In the gravy? Oh.
Anything good can be referred to as gravy where I come from.
Right. Oh, yeah.
96. Men's requires 68.
Well, treble 20 leaves double 4, if that's the route he's going. Single 20 leaves double 14. Double 14.
54.
Well, a chance here then for Josh Payne to take out 127 in game. And it would be a breaker throw. Mensur Suljovic, what was he up to there, the cheeky gentle?
A little stroll through the exclusion zone there for Mensur.
A little look back, and Josh Payne looked in the area, and it was enough to knock him out of his stride. The dark arts of darts at the Dutch Darts Masters.
But it didn't like that, did he, Josh Payne?
And he won't like that either.
First leg. Manchester, second leg. Josh to throw first. Game on.
I'm not suggesting it was intentional. Well, I did suggest it was intentional, actually.
Yeah, you did.
Payne seems to have recovered. But Mensur Suljovic is a man who has admitted in the past slowing his opponents down. He admitted it after a European Tour final against Michael van Gerwen, and MVG said, well, at least he admits it. Most of them pretend they have no knowledge of such a thing going on.
54.
I think sometimes he does it. Sometimes it's purely about his own game, but sometimes he has admitted, you know. But the pace of the game, I remember him playing Michael van Gerwen one time on the Euro Tour, and they bumped into each other at the drinks table. Just neither man wanted to cede ground. It was a bit of a macho chest-beating contest.
25.
I wouldn't want to get involved in a scrap with Mensur Suljovic myself.
41.
Oh, do you fancy getting in a scrap with Josh Payne?
Good point, well made.
He could bench press you. He could throw you through the ceiling of this arena.
I have lost a little bit of weight recently. Oh, you're right. Thanks for that, Dan.
Chris Murphy finding compliments where there are none. It is a gift.
Well, he doesn't want to have a nasty deflection here, and that's why he steps across.
Our cameraman giving it the zoom there just to see if we could get the most comedy bust of the weekend.
66.
Mensur, I feel, has rather resigned himself to losing this leg just on the way through those darts. He shouldn't do, though. Not yet.
20.
Certainly not yet.
He might have been on something smaller had he given the previous visit a little bit more concentration. And he's not going to take this out, allowing Payne more darts.
85. Joshua required 20. Game shown the second leg. Josh Payne, third leg, Mensur.
Well, Payne levels things up as the crowd amuse themselves singing the name of a player who failed to qualify for this event, Vincent van der Voort.
Yeah, I've heard echoes of Barney Army, Vincent van der Voort.
Phil Taylor, we had much Phil Taylor?
I'm not sure he's that big in Holland.
46.
Well, Josh Payne has managed to throw a dart there while pulling a face. That's a new one. But same old Mensur Suljovic.
You see, the entourage of both of these players more behind it than just the guys throwing the darts these days, isn't there?
Certainly is.
125.
Josh, coached and managed by Linda Duffy, former women's world #1.
Yeah, and a sports psychologist.
100. 60.
Might be Josh's turn to resign himself to a leg that appears to have got far too far away from him. These can be tricky.
59.
Because Mensor's left himself 22, and, you know, miss inside there, and he loses another dart, just knocking off the odd number.
Yeah, I can only imagine he went there because of where it is placed on the board next to his favourite. But as you said, well, the worst thing to do would be miss outside with the first and inside with the second.
Game shot in the third leg.
Well, I'll just do that instead, says Mensur Suljovic.
Leg just the first.
Mensor's been a bit of a conundrum this year. We've not seen him play that much darts. I know he's been in the Premier League, but he was eliminated, and he was eliminated despite averaging almost 100 for the entire campaign. So the results weren't good, but the performances were, in a weird kind of way. I know how can a performance be good if you've lost? But they were.
Glorious defeats.
Yeah. The numbers he was throwing were superior to, say, Michael Smith, who's been flying high at the top of the league in the top 3 right the way through. But he wasn't winning because the guys were playing even better against him. Now, he didn't play any of the UK Open qualifiers, didn't play the UK Open. He's ducked in and out of the Players' Championship series of events. He's only played, what, a couple of weekends. And yet, when we've seen him, he's been good. And you look at the stats in the Players' Championship things, I mean, he's only played 14 games, but he's in the top 6 in the averages.
I think we should say why as well. It's not that Mensur Suljovic just can't be bothered. He can be bothered firing in the maximum. But he's a family man, isn't he? And his inclusion in the Premier League, it seems like a mutual decision was made by him and his wife and family. Payne responds in kind that if he was going to play in the Premier League, he wasn't going to spend 4 or 5 days a week away from home.
Yeah, and it's understandable, but not going to get a go at the 1-2-1, and Josh Payne.
62.
Well, a superb 180 from Josh Payne, having seen one hit against him by Mensur, has given himself this chance. Single 3 just next door, leaves double 8.
Yeah, really gutsy stuff from Josh Payne, but it hasn't ended. We've been winning the leg at least just yet. Suljovic eyes up 59. Top of the shop. And he brush it off the barrel.
39. Just to require 8.
Not quite the clinical finishing we expect from Mensur.
The first start looked inviting. Payne has not managed to punish.
Mensur, you require 20.
Mensur was averaging around 100 before those couple of missed starts at double. He's playing at a very good standard. It's not up there with what Simon Whitlock was producing at this stage in his match, but it's good.
There's plenty of room in that bed.
Well, this is just weird. It's like the doubles have all of a sudden got smaller.
10 score. Just to require 4.
Well, that is 8 darts at double missed by Josh Payne in this leg alone. Mensur's missed 5 himself.
Now he's missed double 5 again and again.
6 score.
And that means that this
Just
leg might come to a very
required
fitting end.
Pub leg. One on the pub double. Josh Payne can see the funny side of it. He might not have if it had got away from him, but we've got a level game again.
Yeah, they'll be pleased to have got rid of that leg because it all got a bit messy shooting on the trebles again after some really dodgy doubling. You mentioned that win for Josh Payne in the Pro Tour that he went on to win. That was 6-5, his only win against Mensur Suljovic.
96.
They have had other close meetings, Suljovic having a 6-5 win, a 6-4 and a 6-3.
There's only really one meeting between them that has been comfortable.
Yeah.
That was the UK Open. Josh Payne has now hit maximums in each of the last 4 legs. And you thought his nickname, the Maximum, was just one plucked out of a bin of unused nicknames.
Well, didn't fit that leg, did it? That visit. Call yourself the Maximum, it's going to be apt at some point for a professional, do you think? I don't think there's a professional darts player who's never hit a 180.
Well, he's hit 4 in the last 4 legs, that's pretty good.
55. Just to require 100.
In my opinion, maybe it's not good enough for you, Murphy.
I have extremely high standards. And Mensur Suljovic looking for a high finish. 152 to hang on to his throw. Not happening, and now Josh Payne has a chance to steal a march.
1 round 40. Just to require 24.
Well, the doubles weren't his friend in the last leg, but that one is expertly hit, and we have our first break of throw in this one. Ensor furiously chalking his hand up there.
Yeah, and made to wait by Josh Payne. I think there was more to it than just taking some time for himself.
Well, maybe, but in the new generation of darts players, it's kind of weird actually when so many of the younger players coming through are among the fastest throwers. They just cannot wait to get the darts out of their hand. They want to stand there and just go bang, bang, bang. The 2 guys who made the World Youth Final last year are probably 2 of the slowest young players around in Dimitri Vandenberg and Josh Payne, who will take their time and really try and compose themselves.
There probably is an argument that some youngsters picking up the game, they see the exciting talents and probably put throwing fast before throwing accurately at times. Well, that one was neither fast or accurate.
84.
I suppose the world youth champion from the year before you wouldn't class as a particularly quick player, and Corey Cadby, he's a guy who takes his time as well.
And Max Hopp, he likes to take a step back.
Maybe there's something in it. Having said that, Michael Smith, a former world youth champion, he's rapid. Just the 60.
138.
He might come to rue that visit, Mensur. He might not get a go at the 91, but he is going to, because that's 21 scored, leaves 117.
If he can leave himself handy, as you said, Suljovic now has a choice to make.
Mensur require 91.
Does he go out all out of fence and go for the treble 17, or does he go for the bullseye? There's your answer. 41, 28,
77.
He was
Does she require 40?
incredible for a good couple of years on double 14, Mensah. It's not quite as reliable as it used to be, is it?
Game shot on the 6th leg.
Yeah, it was his kind of go-to, wasn't it? He'd get out of jail card.
And he wouldn't always leave it, even when he had the chance to, because what he would do, he said, I use double 14 sparingly almost, because I know when the pressure is on, when it comes to the crunch, I can rely on it. Well, it's not always been the case of late, and in this match, we've seen him miss it in the very first leg, he's missed it there, and that could turn out to be the big moment in this game. And you see, one horrendous leg, a couple of 13 darters, and then 3 legs in 6 visits to the board.
We mentioned that Mensah Suljovic has not been playing as much darts as many on the tour despite his appearance in the Premier League. Do you think there's a sense of a bit of rustiness in his game?
I was concerned about that because Mensah Suljovic got this good and became a major champion by playing pretty much everything. And yet, as we were saying earlier, when we have seen him, he has been good. But is the difference between being able to average in the mid to high 90s every time you go on there, or pretty much every time you take to the dartboard, is a difference? You know, we know he can do that, but is the difference the rustiness in that he's not taking out those big shots when it really counts, or just those important doubles, those double 14s? Is that where the rustiness is manifesting itself?
Yeah, the stuff that he was kind of practicing through play so much.
You can practice all the time, but it's those in-game situations, getting used to the pressure, being able to raise yourself for the big moments. For example, taking out 160 against Raymond van Barneveld, who was on a 10-darter at the time, in the semi-finals of the Champions League, which he then go on to win. One of the most magnificent shots you're ever likely to see in professional darts.
Well, there could be a big moment coming up here. Josh Payne looking at 148. Now then.
Oh, I thought he was going to get a dart at the Mensah then.
Well, he would have loved to rub it in such a fashion, wouldn't he? Could see the grimace. Mensah can't afford to miss many more doubles, if any more doubles.
Game shot in the 7th leg. Mensah Suljovic. 8th leg, Josh to throw first.
The arms aloft in the expression of relief from Mensah Suljovic. And he's the number 6 seed, Mensah Suljovic. We've already seen the 7th, 8th and 9th seeds exit the tournament. Joe Cullen, Dave Chisnell and Ian White, all beaten this afternoon.
And I think you could see more seeds go tonight, because Michael Smith is obviously struggling with injury. Peter Wright's got a tough game against James Wilson, and Wright has not been his old self over the last few weeks. Darryl Gurney is up against what appears to be a resurgent Christo Reyes. Jelle Klaassen is desperate to find a win from somewhere, anywhere, and takes on Krzysztof Ratajski, the world master, who finds himself in the second round of a Euro Tour for the first time this year.
Well, 3 of the men you just mentioned were beaten at this stage last weekend.
Might Mensah Suljovic be going the same way? He is in the driving seat in this leg, and it would give him a break of throw if he wins it, and he would become the favourite if he is not already the favourite. I think it must be very close run thing in the in-play betting right now.
Well, look at this, Josh Payne again, just spending a little bit of time. Now, you don't know, do you, if this is a ploy to put off his opponent, or whether it's something that he's been working on with his manager, her being a sports psychologist. Some active visualisation perhaps before big moments in matches.
He's going for it. Of course he's going for it. He's Mensah Suljovic. Oh, he's not going for it. Mensah.
Well, when you see a player go down for the treble 17 and then lay up, you wonder why they bothered.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a great deal of sense.
Mensah required 32.
Mensah. Mensah does what Mensah wants, apart from hitting doubles today. But the last dart comes to his aid.
It's been a struggle for Suljovic, but he's definitely in the box seat now.
He is one of those players, Mensah, and I think it's just testament to how good he is. Where you can watch him and he can apparently seem to be struggling, and you think he's second best, but lo and behold, oh, we're in the last leg and he's favourite to win it, and he's won. He just finds ways to win games that other players don't seem to be able to do.
It was that last starting hand double. Payne was waiting on 81. And it must feel even worse when they've missed a couple of darts already.
59.
And you're thinking, just miss one more and I'm in. Just give me a shot.
Yeah, and that purple patch for Josh Payne, where he won 4 out of 5 legs, hit 4 180s in those 5 legs, that appears to have come to a shuddering halt. And Mensah, finishing line in sight, blood in the Austrian's nostrils right now.
Mensah require 136.
Beautifully painted picture down.
78.
He's going to get more darts at double.
One right on 34. Mensah require 58.
A decent riposte, but he has to rely on another miss from Mensah. Well, that's a big miss. A mess.
Josh, you require 110.
An angry Austrian. Can Josh inflict more pain?
He can with a double 18.
Game
Massive check out from Josh Payne, and he knows it.
Tenth leg, Josh to throw first.
And once again, let's forget what happened in that leg, the big celebration. Then a moment to calm himself down and try and close the door on Mensah Suljovic.
I
mean, Payne's finishing has only been marginally better than Mensah Suljovic's, but I have to say, despite the below par performance, he's had enough chances to beat Josh Payne here, and this is a mess of Mensah's own making.
It is indeed, and Mensah not up at that sort of 96 and a bit average that we've seen him averaging over the course of the Players' Championship events. Not playing at the level he was playing at in Austria, although that capacity crowd in Graz really did feel like a fourth dart for Mensah at times.
We've had a good start here in comparison to Josh Payne, and we could end up
47.
going all the way to a last leg decider in which he would have the darts.
It has been very, very tough to pick a winner right the way through this match.
85.
Looked like Mensah, then Josh Payne, then Mensah again. It was Josh Payne at the start of his leg, but things are looking different now unless he fills this up, and that's not going to happen. Look of disgust from Josh Payne.
One right on 25. Mensah require 146.
We're not going to finish now.
60.
He could have set up a little better, because that means he might only get a dart at the bullseye when he returns.
Well, it's a similar position to early on in the match when he'd no trebles left him 91, and he did get a dart for the leg, but he couldn't take it.
Mensah require 86.
Will he get a dart for the leg here? He should get at least one at the bull. Better than that. 2 at double 16. Now it's Mensah's time to compose himself. The arms are swinging. The dart is twiddled, and the double is hit. The Mensah process
11th and final leg.
sees him through.
First. Game on.
And Russ has got another last leg decider.
It's been nip and tuck, twists and turns in this tense tie. And Mensur Suljovic has the darts to decide who wins this contest. Both players have had chances really to get the job done. They've been in positions to take control of the match. Neither player has managed to do it, and it could come down to either something out of nowhere that's pretty special or a nervy end.
Well, and with the way that it's been finishing as well, 29% on the doubles for Josh, 25% on the doubles for Mensur. You just get the feeling that they could both get match darts in this leg. And it's about who holds the nerve. You can see Mensur's been outscoring Josh at the start of legs. Despite the fact that Josh has rattled in 4 180s in this game. There you see, the finishing has not been what these guys expect of themselves. Mensur is moving down the board so he can leave a finish. Or is he? He just needs to think here. Yeah, back up to the 20s, Mensur. Because that leaves 167. Not that he's particularly happy about it.
Well, Josh Payne's going to have to find a couple of trebles, and he'd fancy his chances of doing at least that now. Disappointment there. It looked a perfect dart to follow.
It did, and it means that Mensur doesn't have to use the bullseye route. Not that he'd get a dart at it anyway. Is that in? I think it is.
97.
It was.
He didn't look happy with it, did he?
No. He's come away with 1 treble visits the last 2 visits when he expected more of himself. And it just opens the door because Josh, single 14 leaves tops for the match. And he is forcing Mensur to take these out. Mensur at his best gobbles these up. You would be so confident, Mensur Suljovic, last year of him taking this out. Are you confident now?
In this match, he's needed more than 1 dart on many occasions. Now he's hit an accidental double. But that's the one he wanted, and Mensur Suljovic, you have to say, somehow gets over the line. A close testosterone-fueled affair between Josh Payne and Mensur Suljovic, but it's the number 6 seed who wins through and will take on the wizard Simon Whitlock in the last 16 on Sunday afternoon. Suljovic through, Payne goes out. We'll be back in a few moments' time. The Battle of St Helens with Michael Smith facing Stephen Bunting. But first, we're going to have a chat with Mensur, or Danny's at least. Stay tuned to the Dutch Darts Masters.
Mensur, das war ein schwieriges Spiel.
That's a very hard game, very hard. Josh Payne, brilliant. This nice guy. I never give up. Come back. There's no brilliant performance. Play okay.
Play okay is enough today. Tomorrow, Simon Whitlock. You have to do a little bit better than play okay.
I think I lose last week. Simon played brilliant on 8, double 6. It's in. I played brilliant. I hope tomorrow is different.
Congratulations for today. You will be back tomorrow. Dames en heren, Mensur Suljovic.